all, welcome to the awesome Google Drive clone in ReactJS. In this project, this is the project actually, and I'm going to demo it soon. So this project we are going to build using like React and Firebase. So we are going to use a lot of Firebase technologies, like we are going to use authentication, we are going to use storage, we are going to use real-time database, and we are also going to deploy it in Firebase. So a lot of Firebase will be used, all advanced Firebase techniques will be used. So like this, we have also, I'm already created one application and deployed it. So here I'll click on login with Google Drive, and it will show the famous pop-up which Google shows, which you might have seen in all different things. Okay, so it is logged in because I have already logged in earlier, or else it shows the different IDs and all. Okay, so this is what is there. Okay, and see, it is showing my pic, because my pic has been shown because I've logged in with my Gmail ID. So it has a pic, so it is showing that. And then these are the different things which are already saved. And then when I will see how much cool it looks, it looks like Google Drive only. And I'll click on this new, and new I have to choose a file. Choose a file. I have some files. Let me do this. Maybe image one. Okay. Then I have to do a submit, and it will show this uploading thing. Okay, so it will show this uploading thing, and it is done. And it is done. Okay. So so it is done, and see, it is done. And this image, one more thing. So it will show the size also. So image one, I have just uploaded the image one, and if I click on it, it will open it in this thing. Okay. See, this is been uploaded, and this is been, all these things are there, and we are going to use, as I've told, we are going to use the Firebase. Okay, so console uh, Firebase. Okay, so why it is going to restart? Okay, Firebase. Go to console, and we are going to use, as I've told, we are going to use almost everything in the drive. So this is already existing one. We're going to again it. As I've told, we're going to use authentication, we're going to use Firestore database, we're going to storage, we're going to use hosting, all of the things we are going to use. Okay, so let me close all these things because we're going to create it all again, and let me open, and we're going to start from the start. Okay, so in my desktop, I have used the famous React command npx create react app Google Drive YT, and it has created this. I have not done anything yet. Generally, this command takes 4 to 5 minutes. I don't want to waste that 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so it is done, and then cd Google Drive YT, and I will open it with VS Code as always, and do a npm. So as I've told earlier, I have not done anything. Yeah, okay. So let me have it this side, and let me have this side. Okay. So yeah. So we're going to start now. So the first thing we are going to use, and we are going to use a styled component also in this project. A lot of style component. We all love style component. We're going to use the style component also. So in the SRC, I'll go. And first, as always in a React project, we delete a lot of things. So let me delete some of the boilerplate thing, like this. This I don't need. This I don't need. This I don't need. And mm, test I do. Okay. One sec. Test I don't need, and also app.css we don't need. We'll create mostly through style component only. Okay, so I'll right click and delete it and move to trash. And we have a lot of other very good projects on the channel, like months, a lot of clones project, a lot of other projects, so go check it out. Okay, so here we will go now. So we are getting a lot of errors, so we'll go and index.js, I'll go and remove all these things so that we don't get the error. Remove this, and then remove this react this React strict mode should also be removed. Why React strict mode? It's the messes up with the console still today. Okay, so that I removed. Still, we have some errors because we have to update the in app.js. In this app.js, anyways, I am going to remove all these things and remove both of these things. Both of these things are not there anymore. And maybe I'll remove this also. And then I'm going to do a H1 Google Drive. Save it. See the Google Drive has been shown. Okay, so the Google Drive is shown. That is good. But you can see there is some space here, and this space is there in all HTML elements. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and do a star and margin of 0. So the space is removed from all HTML elements. I'll save it. See now, you'll see that the space is removed. Not much of styles we are going to use from here. Okay, so now let's get started, and let's create our header file. Okay, header file. So we are going to create this src. I'm going to create a components and nps components folder, and inside this components folder I'll create a header dot js. Header.js I'll create, and then let me create the basic thing RACE. This I'm using an extension so that I can give this extension. I think I told many times, this is this extension which gives nice snippets. RFCE will create this thing, functional based arrow component, which I love. I love arrow based functional component. So that is there, and then I will have this header in call from here. Okay. Header will call from here. Save it. So see, the header has been shown. So that is okay. Now we are going to use the styled component. So style component, I'm not going to tell much about styled component. STY-LED components. Okay, so styled components we are going to use. So I hope everybody knows style component is CSS and JS library, which is very popular in React, which is always used in a lot of projects. Okay, so I'm not going to tell much about it. Only that thing is that we have to install it like this, and we can then after that, instead of a div and one, we can use like components. Okay, inside this only, and this make the css stand out, like the css will be contained in a component, which is actually a big problem in react and everything, because css is always global. Okay, and we can have some props functionality also. You can read through the documentation, you'll understand it, and hope everyone knows it. Okay, so I'll do this thing, and then I'll do maybe app is actually running here, so why not open the integrated terminal. So integrated terminal with control J, or on a Mac, command J I have to do, and then I will do this npm install the style component, and this is done. Okay, so okay, so to use the style component, what we have to do, we have to do the, and I'm not going to tell much about the styles and all, because it is mainly a react project. Styles and all, maybe I will give the github, you can take it from the github. Okay, so import style from style components impede. What is impede? Import. So as I've told, I'm going to copy paste a little bit of things, because or else we'll not be able to complete it. So I'm going to explain it anyways. Like the style component will have like this container. So first let me only tell the container. So container is style.div. Okay, just like they have told. Okay, so like this div style h1 section, anything you can take. So I've taken a style.div, display grid template columns, align item, padding, height, border, and a logo. And you can have inside this, like everything need not to be a style component. Inside this, I have an image in the span. We're going to see how we'll use it. Header search also, again a display flex is there. I have input box and a header icon. I have this thing, and svg is what I will tell later on. So let us like use it. And now first thing is that this the container I'll do like this, and then I will have a header logo like this, and inside this header logo, since this is header logo, I have an image and a span. So I will have a Google Drive image and a span. So let me, I've already used it. So okay, so an image and the span I am going to use, and then I'm also having a div. This div I'm going to use soon. Okay, let's save it and let us go and see here. Nice looking. That is there because of the styles and all. Okay. So now what we need to do, okay, we are going to use Material UI also in our project. So I generally use Material UI version 4. Okay, so Material user V4 I generally use. V5 is there, but I like V4 much more because the commands and all those things are a bit different. Okay, so Material UI, a popular React UI framework. Okay, so all these icons and lot more other things also are there. Not only icons, we are going to create a model also, a pop-up model easily with Material UI soon. Okay, so to use Material UI we have to use this thing. And okay. And sometimes nowadays in Windows you get a lot of issues with npm. I do work on Windows also, so there you give dash dash force. Okay, so it will be solved. Mac you don't get that many errors with npm, but Windows you're getting, because npm UI Material Core I will install. And then you have to install one more thing. So I'll go here to the icons, this icons. So core you have to install, and also you have to install this thing. So I'll copy this thing also, and I'm going to install it. Material UI icons. Then you can use the Material UI. So like this icons, if you go to this material icon, you can see all these icons. You just have to import it like this and you can use it. So again we are going to like have some of the icons already there in this header. So in this header we will have some of the icons already. I'll place it. Okay, because we are going to come to the coding part. Okay, this is all the styling part is going on first. Styling part will going to do first. Okay, so this search icon, format icon, and some most of the things are from icons. Some of but this avatar, it is from this core. Okay, it is from the core. Okay, so I will save it. Now what I need to do is, okay, so I'll go here, and after this this is there. Okay, so let me close this also. I don't need it. Okay, so now after this div is there, here we'll have a header search. Header search. So what is this header search? We have the style for the header search, which have an input box. Okay, so here we will have a search search icon, which we have already added, and then input type text place folder equal to search in drive. And then we'll have one more thing here, which is format align center icon. This all the things we have imported here. Okay, so okay, so this is done, and see this search is coming. So we'll have one more thing here. In this div I'll have a span. I have two spans. In the first span I will have a outline icon. Again, this is something which we have imported. And then settings icon I'll have. Then I'll have a S icon and okay, so I'll save it, and it will show like this because we don't have put the style yet. And this style will come from this headers icon. Here, what is this thing? I will tell. Okay, SVG and all headers icon. I will come and I'll put it here instead of this thing, headers icon, and now it is showing perfect. Okay, I think it has to be a bit bigger. Okay, so this is the perfect size. Okay, and this is how, like, it is not that much responsive, so we are only doing the desktop version. Okay, so see, all of these things are here. Now why I have given this svg and root and margin, some margin, and top down is 0 and 10 pixels is right and left. Why we are given this thing? Because if I inspect this thing, you'll see like see this multi-root icon. This svg multi-root icon is given by your what it is say, material UI. Material UI gives this thing, okay, multi-root root. So that's why we're choosing it. And because if you want to select one, so you have to do this thing. Okay, so this is how we have done this thing. And now this is showing, our header is showing perfect. Now let us go back to the app.js. And before going back to the app.js, where the next thing we work on is sidebar. So I'll come here, and in this header I will create a sidebar dot js. Sidebar.js, again let me do RAFCE, save it. Then I'll go to this app, and after this header I will mainly I will have this header in a fragment. And then after that I will have a div dot app, which I'm going to have this like what is this app and all. And I'll have a sidebar, which we have just done. Okay, save it. Now it's time to create the sidebar component, which is just now showing like this. Again, we will have a lot of your same thing, same thing. What? Material UI. Okay, so material UI we're going to have. So let me copy paste this thing. As I've told, I will give the GitHub for this thing. Okay, so like this, again we are taking some of the things. And also let me also put the styled component. Now I don't want to do this for the whole day, and this is not a CSS tutorial. Okay, this is mainly your React tutorial. Okay, creating an awesome app. Okay, so here we have a sidebar container, we have a sidebar button, all of these things we're going to use. Then we have a sidebar options. And what will happen, each of the options, okay, options will have a sidebar option like this. Okay, so this is what it will be there. So let us now quickly create it. And we will go here, and the first thing is that we are going to create is here. Okay, it is sidebar container. And then I'll come here and do a sidebar button. So the sidebar button also is something which we had done. Okay, so both of them we're using. Inside the button there is again a button, and inside the button there is a stand. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to use a button tag here. And inside this button tag, what we are going to have, we are going to have a image again. And this image, and image and the span we are going to have. So this image which I have taken, it's a svg image, which you can easily find on the internet. And you know that svg images like are much more better than jpg and png images. Yeah, so what I'm going should be, so like this is there, this button and sidebar button. If I save it, you'll see this nice looking button is coming. Okay, so after this, what I am going to have after this sidebar button, I am going to have a sidebar options. Okay, sidebar options. And inside that sidebar options, we will have a sidebar option. Okay, sidebar option. And then like this sidebar option, and then we'll have this all this different icons. Okay, so mobile, and this all these icons, and we have a span for each one of them. It's much better to have this span down. It's a bit confusing. Okay, inside this sidebar options we have this thing. Okay, sidebar sidebar options is like the main div, and sidebar option is inside it. This is there, and again we are targeting this thing because we're changing the color and all of. Okay, so that is there. Let trash icon is there. Save it and see. You're going to see all these things is coming fine. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to have is another thing here. So after this, I'm going to have a horizontal rule, and I will again have a sidebar options. Sidebar options I'll have. Okay, and inside this, what I am going to have inside this sidebar options, I will again have a sidebar options and cloud icon storage and sidebar option, and this is a div of progress bar. So what is this? I want to show progress bar. It will not be functional, but it will be there, and I'm using the progress tag from HTML. It is not something which I have created. Progress tag is there in HTML tag is there, and yeah. So this see this, we have given the styling for this also. So if I save it, I will see like this nice progress track, but it is expanding whole. Now there is one more thing which we are need to do is this app.js, which is like wrapping this sidebar. Soon it will have a data also. So we'll put the style for this, and we'll put the style for this in the index.css file, which is been used in all the things. So I will choose this thing, and I'll not delete anything app, and then display of grid, and then grid template columns of 300 pixel auto and 50 pixel like this. Right. Save it. See now it has gone here because we have some after 300 pixel there is auto and there is a 50 pixel is there. Okay, so like this it has been shown. Now what we are going to do is new component, which is the main component which will show everything, which is the data component. Okay, so let me close this thing because we don't need it right now. I'm going to have a new component which is the data, and still we have not started with the real code. We are going to start after this data component is done. We are going to set up Firebase because we need a lot of settings in Firebase, and after that we will start to coding. And Firebase coding is very easy, like you don't have to do much of things. Much of the heavy lifting is done by that only. So, okay, it's the same thing you try to create in Mun, yeah, like Mun stack, it will be like 100 times more good. Okay, Firebase is very easy, but it is not that popular, so some alternatives are coming for that. Okay, so data RFCE, enough of talk, and then DATA data, then like it will be there like this. Save it, so data will be shown. Okay, so because of this which styles we have done, so data will be shown here. Okay, so now what I am going to do in the data again, so we'll go and in this data again, of course we are not going to write out everything, and first thing is that data I'm going to have again some styled component, and then we'll have some styled component here. So like this, always have a container, then a data header, header left and header right as which you are choosing. Data grid, data file is something which you are going to use. Data list row is something which we have. I'll save it. Anyways, nothing will happen because we have not used anything. So we'll come here, and the first thing which I'm going to use is the data container. So this data container I'll choose, and then inside this I'll go and do the data header. Data header I'll do, and then I'll have a inside this data header I'll have a div or header left. Okay, header left I'm going to have, and I'm going to have a header right also. So this header left and header right we have inside this thing. Okay, so header left and header right we have. So in this header left I will have a p of my drive, and we'll have a arrow drop down icon we'll have, and then in this one we'll have a list icon. Again, all these things we have already imported. Okay, list icon and info outlined icon. Okay, info outline icon. I will have save it, and it will be shown like this. Okay, so still two more things are remaining to do here. So now the thing which we are going to do, we are going to show something here which will be sort of hard coded right now, means then it will come from the database and all, as we have seen in the demo app. Okay, so after this data header, I will go here and do a div and then a data grid. I will do in this data grid, I will have a data like this, data and data file I'm going to have, and then okay, so in this data file I will have a insert file icon, and then I will have a p file name like this, and this I will have two times. And see, this data file is like a bit interesting. What is happening with this data file? We'll show something very nice with the data file. I will save it. See, this is been shown with the data file. Now the next thing is there. After this data grid, I have another div. Another div is data list row. Again, this is something which we already have, data list row. And then here I will have a p into 5. This is a shortcut. P into maybe 4, and I'll have a b here. So it will show like this. So inside p there will be bold tag will be created. So I will have a name and then arrow downward icon. And then the next one is OWNR. Next one is last modified. Next one is file size. Okay, so this will be the header. Okay, so we have to create the rows also, which everything will soon come from the database and all. Okay, so that is done. Data list row. I have another data list row. Data list row, I'll have another, and then this time I'll only have p into 4. Okay, so it will be a name, and this one will be insert drive file icon. Then the next one will be me. So this will change yesterday and 1 GB. I do save it, and it will be shown like this. Soon we are going to change this thing. Okay, so that is there. So at Firebase, we have to go to like console.firebase.com, console.firebase.com, and you directly go like Firebase and go to the you have to log in and create an account. So Firebase is this awesome tool we all know from Google, and with it, what happens? The database and all those things are there, and you don't have to have some middleware like Node.js and all those things. You can directly access the database and all, which is mainly a NoSQL database like MongoDB. So I already have some Google Drive on some other clones. So if you're coming in here for the first time, you'll get this add project button. So this add project I will do, and then I will give my name. So I will Google Drive YT. No, it's YouTube. Okay, so maybe I don't like this BC and all these things. Oh, Drive YT, like maybe I'll write PWD. Google Drive PWD. Okay, so continue. I don't want Google Analytics, so I will cancel it. Create project, and it will create the project. And we have to do a lot of configurations here because we are going to use like a lot of things from Firebase. Like we are going to use 4 services from Firebase, so we have to do configuration for all of them. This is a very Firebase heavy project. We are going to like use Firebase to its limit. Okay, so that is something which we are going to do. Okay, the project is ready. Continue, 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 continue. Now, first thing which we are going to use is the authentication. So I'll go to this authentication, and we're going to use Google authentication. Okay, which is nowadays very popular. Okay, so I will go to this get started, and then I will click on this Google, and it will ask me. Okay, not this thing. Okay, it will ask me. Okay, I'll enable it. Then it will ask the support project. I'll give my project which is assigned to this. It will automatically save this thing, and I have to save it. Okay, I have to save it, and just this much only we need to do actually. And the wait a sec. Okay, so yeah, so and this Google will be enabled. Okay, Google will be enabled. Now the next thing which we are going to use is the database. Okay, so let us do that. And Firestore database I'll do. And the two kinds of database in Firebase, both of them are actually real time. You can create like WhatsApp kind of app very easily, which we have already done in the past. You can check that out. Okay, so I'll go to this create database here. Then I'll do start in test mode. Next, this is okay. Enable. So see this. This has been data. Firestore is also done. Now the next thing which you're going to do is the storage and hosting. Also we are going to do, but hosting we don't have to set up. Okay. Hosting also we need to go do. So storage will go and go to get started. Again, start in the test mode, and then the next I will do. And this is okay. NAM and all is okay. I will do this turn. Okay, let it be done. So actually I'm streaming, so it takes a lot of resource. So it do it like this. Okay, so you can leave it here. But there is one more thing which I want to tell. Like you should update the rules, because by default what happens, this is only for 30 days. Okay, so you will see the rules in here. So if request time is less than 2079. Okay, so I ideally you don't need to do like know this thing. But if you want this project to be there for a long time, you want this project to be there in a resume and work, you have to delete this thing, or else what will happen, it will be like seven, like what is this, like after 1 month it will be disabled. Okay, so then you have to again come here and enable it. It's better to delete this thing. Okay, so I will delete this thing and make sure this semicolon is there at the end. Okay, so then I will publish it. So now it will be forever. Okay. So this is something which I want to tell. Now this is done. As I've told, we're going to do hosting, but hosting we have to enable from somewhere else, so not from here. It will automatically come. Okay, so I will go here. Now we have to do one more setup, which is very, very important. So you have to go here, go to the project setting, and then it will come down. So there you can use Firebase in iOS apps, Android app, and web apps also. We are creating a web app. So I'll click here, and then I have to give this app name. So most probably I like to give the app name as whatever is our app name. Drive YTTWD is what we choose in the starting. So I'll give this, and you have to select this thing, because we are going to have Firebase hosting. So I'll do this register app. Then this we are going to do later on, so I'm not going to do this right now. Npm install Firebase, but the next step is npm install -g Firebase tool. This you should do. -g means global, which I have already done. So Firebase tool allow us to use very nice command line which we are going to use in this project, so that is required. Okay, so then I'll do next, and then continue to console, which I'm going to do, which we are going to use these steps also at the end. Okay, so once I do this thing, I can go come down here and go to this config. In this config, I have this Firebase config, and this is something like API key it is shown, but you can expose it. Like sometimes the API key is very sensitive, but it is not like that. Okay, you can expose it to the world also. You don't need to like hide it and all. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it, and then inside the, so we're done with like Firebase right now. So we're going to check it, but we don't need to do any more settings. Settings is done. So in this src, I will create a file, firebase.js, and then I will copy paste this thing. Okay, copy paste this thing, and also it's time to install Firebase also. Okay, so but Firebase has also gone through a lot of changes. Okay, so it's always advisable to npm install Firebase a specific version. Firebase at the rate at the rate 8.8. So please install this version only, or else you cannot follow this tutorial. There is a lot of changes in the latest version. So I'm going to use this Firebase 8th version, and that also a specific 8th version I'm using. Okay. So that is there, or else you have to follow some instruction from the internet, like which is always broken. Okay. So now what we can do here, I'll come here and do a import Firebase from Firebase. I'll do, and then we have to write some code here, which is something through which we are going to use all this different thing. Okay, so all these different things which we are just enabled. So I'll paste this code. One is this, you have to initialize it like this, Firebase initialize app, and then the DB. I'm using the DB like this, storage auth you have to use like this, and provider, because we're using Google Auth provider, and you have to also export this because this is something which you're going to use. This is a sort of boilerplate code which will always be there. I'll save it. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to show model. Okay, we are going to show we're going to go to the sidebar now. Okay, sidebar.js, and here we are going to show a model. So on click of it, we are going to show a model, nice model. Okay, so and the one more good thing is that this model will be also imported from import model material UI code. So material UI code, no, don't really. It gives us this kind of things also. Not only the icons and all. Okay, it gives us this kind of things also. So okay. So one more thing is there. Now we need to have some styles also for this. Is like so we'll have some styles here. First one is a model pop-up. So we'll have this top and all these things we need to do. Like it should be relative and all these things. And a model heading and model body we need to do. And inside this input model submit will be there. And these two things will be there. And then upload ping paragraph, which we're going to create soon. So this all things we have done. Now, what we are going to do, how to create the model. So we'll come here and we'll write our first piece of actual code actually. So I will come here and do a const open comma set open equal to use state and state and true. Use state is been imported. Okay, so use state and true. So we're going to have this thing, and now what we are going to have is like I'm going to have a fragment, because what I'm going to do, this sidebar container and move inside this fragment, and we have a model also. So I'll move this inside, and then I will have this model which we already have, okay, imported. Then here I'll have a, so this model, because the model have two parameters which you can pass. One is this open, which will have this open thing, means when this open is true, which is right now by default is true, It will show the model because I want to show the model. And then there will be a on close equal to, I'll do the set open as false. Set open as the moment I click it. On close is actually a very cool thing. You don't even have to click it. You have to click outside and it will be open. Okay. So then after this, I will go and do a MODL model popper. So this model popper is the style which I have created here. These styles which we have created. Then okay. So this model pop-up, and inside this model pop-up, we'll have a form, and inside this form, we'll have a MODL model heading, and this heading I will have a H3 select file you want to upload, like this I'm going to have, and then we will have a MODL model heading and model body, and then we'll have two input. One will be the input type file, and there will be a class name equal to, so this class name we have already given style for this name. Yeah, so model file. So this class name is model file. Okay, so this is the class name, and the second one we will have is input type submit, because we are using a form, so we can have the submit, and class name we can do model plus underscore submit submit. So I will save it and see, the moment I save it, this has been shown. Okay, all the styling, because it is true, so it has been shown. Okay, and if I click outside, it will be gone away. If I load it, it will be there. If I click outside, it is gone away. So it is like this. This model functionality is there. Okay, so now one more thing we want to show. So this model is there here. If I choose some file, I can choose some file anyways, like choose some file, and what happened the moment I submit it, I want to show a uploading thing. Okay, uploading thing should come, and then once it's uploaded, it should go away. Okay, so this thing is then in the Google Drive also. So what we are going to do here, we already have some styles for the same thing, like this uploading para we have. So we are going to have one more state here, like it will be const uploading comma set uploading equal to use state of false. And let me make this also false, because we don't want this to be by default be there, and or else I will forget it. So this uploading and uploading is there, and then what we are going to do outside, after this model body, inside this model body will have a uploading, which is by default it is false, and then I will have a ternary operator, and then uploading para which we have written, and here I will just show uploading. Okay, dot dot dot. Okay. Or else what I am going to show, or else this two things I'm going to show, but I have to use React fragment also, because both of them are like something should start with something same thing. So fragment thing we are always taught in our React course. So this is like this, it will be like this. And also one more thing, this button is there. This button is actually this button. I'll have the true here, so that when you click only that time the model will be shown. So I'll have a on click equal to set open is set open is true. Save it. Now see, it is not showing by default. Okay. Moment I click here, it is shown. Okay. So this is how it is done. Moment I click here, it will be shown. So all those functionality, like, and all those things, we are going to use later on. So now it's time to add some real functionality. And when you use Firebase, there is a lot of boilerplate code which is there, because but Firebase code is 10 times simpler than if you create a complete MERN project, because you don't have to write something like Node.js code. You don't have to create an API endpoint. You actually directly interact with Firebase database, Firebase storage, and all this, which are not possible in other things. So Google have implemented its own security and all. So a lot of code which we do in Firebase, it's a boilerplate code, but it will always be safe. Okay. So that is there. Let's get started with the main code. So here, the thing which we are going to do is const file comma set file. So we'll have this because we need to for the file which comes back. So because we have this input type file, okay, so this will require this thing. Okay, so this file I have done. Now what I need to do here, I will create two things here. So here input type file is, if you don't know input type files, it is a HTML thing. It is a very nice thing, like you don't have to write a lot of code because of that. On change equal to will be handle handle file. This will be a function which we are going to create, and then here on click equal to, you can do one more thing instead of this on click, because it's inside form. So we can do on click also, not an issue, but it's better. I like that better. Instead of on click, because we are having a form, why not do a on? So as will be MIT on some. Why not do a on some? And this one I will write as handle upload, handle upload, and then we have to create both of these functions, or else it will give me error. So let me quickly create the const handle file. It will get a e, because it is an arrow function, and then what will happen, we can get the file as e.target.files 0. Okay, 0, because we want the only one file to be there. So we'll also see if statement e dot target dot files will be 0 is there, then only one if statement there. I will write in the same line. Set file is e dot target dot files of 0. Target dot files, it comes when we do it. Okay, so now it means that this my file variable have that all the data of the file. Okay, like the name and all these things come. Now the next thing which I will going to create is a handle upload. So const handle upload equal to e, like this, and the first thing which I'm going to do is e dot prevent, e dot prevent default I'm going to do. And then okay, so the moment I like come here, it generally takes some time for the thing to be uploaded in Google Drive, because Google Drive, like, we generally upload something big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the set uploading, which is by default is false. I will show something it is uploading. I will make it as true. Okay, so this is what I will do. Now the code which we are going to use, it's a lot of a boilerplate code. Like first thing is that I'll use storage storage, which is like a C, which is imported from Firebase, which is imported from this file. Okay, storage, and this is how we use it actually. Storage dot ref, storage dot ref. We're going to use ref is again like thing reference to. Okay, it is also return a reference for the given path of a default bucket. Again, this is a Firebase thing. Okay, here what I am going to do, see, if I go here and go to the storage, you will like see this name is there. Okay, so name is there, but there is nothing. So I want it to be saved as a files. Files will be the common, and then dollar file dot name. So why is this dollar file dot name I have written? Okay, so when this set file will be done, then we will have something in this file. Okay, let me do one more thing here. Like, anyways, when this file has been loaded, this will be loaded one more time. This component, or else I also want to show something. Okay, it's better to have it like this. I want to show what is there in this CSV file, because see this file dot name I'm saying, because the name will be there. Okay, then what I have to do, we will see this thing when we will upload a file. Then dot put, again it's a Firebase method. Then I'll do a file, the file, whole file I'll put. Then I'll do a dot, then, and then snap snapshot. Snapshot is again something which is required. Then arrow function, and then also will come here. And I also want to see what is this snapshot. Okay, snapshot. What is this snapshot? I want to see that. And now storage dot ref. Okay, so what I am doing here? Okay, so this code will actually save it in the storage, but storage we cannot directly access. So the storage will have a link. That link we are going to store in the Firestore database, and we are going to add some more thing also there in the Firestore database. Okay, so storage is storage.ref, and then I'm going to take the files and dot child. Okay, dot child. Okay, so dot child, and actually there can be a lot of files here. So that dot child I'll take, and then file dot name I'll do, and then I'll have a get download URL. Again, this is a Firebase thing. Okay, fetch is a long-lived download URL for this object. Okay, now the VS Code is awesome. Like it gives everything. Okay, so this is again a Firebase thing. So it will give me this. Okay, so then again, this all things returns promises. What is promises? You can see you have a lot of JavaScript courses. Okay, on a channel you can see those JavaScript advanced courses. The promises will be there. So then again, so again you will have a URL like this, and this URL will contain all the things. Now what I'm going to do is like okay, so now the code which I'm going to write, it's for the database. So database, if you go to this database, you see this, there is something known as collection. Firebase saves everything as collections. Okay, so collection, because it's a NoSQL database. Okay, so I'll do a db dot collection, and then I'll do a my files. Okay, my files. Oh, again, this my files is what? My files is some name which I have given. Okay, so which not Firebase. Like this files is also something which I have given. Okay, my files dot add, then now we are going to add some other things here. Okay, so first thing is that I'm going to add a time stamp. But timestamp is something which I will take directly from the database. See, why I will directly take it from the database. One more thing, it will give me errors. This DB is also, I have to import this DB from Firebase. Yeah, so I will not take it from the local files. Okay, so timestamp is something which I'll take it from the server. The server timestamp is always unique, because the browser you can access it from India, you can access from the US. So I will take the server timestamp. So for that, I will use this Firebase uh, dot fire store dot field value dot server time stamp. Server timestamp like this. I will do one more thing here. Import files from files. I have to here also. That's to give me error. Okay, so like this I give. Then I'll go here and do a comma. Because it's an object file name File name I can get it from the file, which is file dot name, and then the again file URL. Again, this is something which we'll get from the URL will be there, and then size. We need the size also. Size is from snapshot, which I'm console logging dot underscore delegate dot bytes BRANS FERRPD. Spell, there should not be any spell mistakes. Okay. So that's why I'm spelling it out. Bytes transferred. Okay. Now this will be done. Now what I'm going to do after this set uploading. So once it is done, like we have uploaded it in the snapshot. From there, not a snapshot, we uploaded it in the storage, taking the URL from there and also added it in the database. So means all of our operations are done. After this, I can do this set uploading equal to false. I can do the set uploading equal to false. Also, this file I have already done, but this file will not be null. So I have to do everything to the initial state. Set file is null, and then set open is false. Set open is false. I have to do, okay. Set open by default because that model is there, so that I have to make it as false. So this all is done. I'll save it. Now moment of truth, I will go and inspect and go to the console and give it, and now it will not show right now, but see, now everything is now nothing, there's nothing here, and there is nothing here also. Okay, so let us do this thing. Let us click here, choose a file, and I will choose the image one. Image one is done. Okay. Sidebar.js 125. See, sidebar.js 125. Right now there is no file. Okay. So it is like handle when it's done. I'm doing it. So I will submit it. It is showing uploading, 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 uploading. Okay. Now see this thing. Okay. So I think the file, this is the snapshot. I think this is snapshot. Snapshot also have a lot of things like ref and all these things are there. Delegate has this byte transfer, which we have done. Okay, so that is there. Let us over see. I think this file comes later on. So I should have done it here. Then it would have come. Okay, so I'll go here and do a refresh. If everything is right, see, I have this files. So files is okay. Means it has done this thing, but did it upload the files? Yes, it uploaded the file. Did it had gone to the Firebase database? And yes, it has done with the name of my files. And see, file URL, file name is exact. URL is also, let us see the URL. Size is exact and timestamp is exact. One more thing I want to see, like whether this thing is really the thing which they are telling. Like it is like, yeah, it is there. Okay, so that is there. So cancel it, so it is automatically done. So why not add one more? Okay, okay, so I think this, I don't know where it should have. I think here I will have it. I don't know where to put this file because it is not showing. Okay, so I'll do this and choose it, and two, and then again if I, okay, so now it is showing. So this name, last modified, and all these things, it is showing. Name, size, and all also it looks okay. This is not a React thing, this is your HTML thing. Okay, so then I will submit it. So, and if I go here, see, the second one is also done. Second one is coming, and if I go to the storage, actually remove this thing. I don't want so many things. So I also don't want this console. Save it. And if I go to these files, and both of the files up. So that is good. I'm liking it. So let me also add a third file. Submitted. Third file is out, but we're not showing it. We're not showing it. Okay. So now how to show it? So to show it, we need to go to the data, because this all these things are coming from the data. So we have to go to the data.js. Data.js, we have to go, and here again it is stored, but how to get it? Okay, how to get it? So here in this data, I will do a const, because we are getting a files now. Files comma set files equal to use state of an empty array. Again, we receive all these things like this um, array of object. Okay, so like this we receive. Now this use state is done. Now what I am going to do is like have a use effect, and that use effect will run in the component did mount way when this component is been loaded. Okay, so when this component is been loaded, it will run in the component did mount way, and then use effect is there. Then again, like here we have used this db.collection. Again, you have to use the db.collection, but not add. We are not adding it on. There is another thing which we have to do. So db.collection, because all of our data is in the database. From there we get all the data things. Okay, db.collection, and what is my collection name? My collection name is my files. This should be exact. So my collection name is my files dot on snap shot. On snapshot, it should be like this only, okay, or else you'll get an error. And then snapshot, again this should be like this only. Snapshot is like this, and then it will be like this. And now what I'm going to do, because it's an array of objects, so snapshot, actually there is a docs thing comes, docs dot map, and then I will get the doc. And here one more thing actually we do is like we'll destructure it, and we will store it like id is doc.id. Okay, so we are getting this doc and we are actually changing it. So doc.id, and data is doc.data. So this is the function through which you can get it. Okay, so what it will do, it will give me and uh, object each time. So now this set files, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap this snapshot with this set file like this. Okay, I'll grab the snapshot with this set files. Now I will save it. Now it is giving me db is not defined, but db is actually not defined. Do this and file this, and the db will be imported. Save it. Now there is no error. Now okay, one more thing we need to do, like this, like 1 GB by default. What is happening here, like in the file store database, if you go and see the size is like a very big number, but I want to change it to GB, MB, whatever it is there. Okay, size is in bytes right now. So I got a function to change the size to KB, MB, and this I have got from the Stack Overflow. This kind of things you can easily get from Stack Overflow. So what we are going to do here, use a function which I also don't know what it does much. Okay, but sure. Okay, so after this use effect, the function called change byte, which will take the bytes and decimal it is taking to, and returning 0 bytes if it is 0. K is 1024. Let me try to explain, understand it, like because 1 byte is equal to this much kilobytes, I think, and then decimal and KB and MB and all this math and all the blah blah blah. It will do and it will add it. So now let's do the main thing. So we'll come here, and in this data grid, I have mm, first, let's see, show some real data here. So what we are going to do, this insert. This is like a fake thing. It's given 2 times. So okay. So this we are going to have a files dot map file, because the moment I do this thing, set files of files will be there. Okay. Files dot map, and each file I will be there, and then like this, and this I'll have, and here inside this I will just put this thing. Right. So I need the key also here so that I don't get a warning key equal to file.id, because in maps we need to get some unique thing. Okay. And the other thing is that instead of this, I will have the real file. So file.data dot the data we have to take file.data dot this file name. Okay. Dot file name. Let's save it. Go here, image one, image two, image three. So it is coming perfect. Okay. So the next thing is that this name and owner is okay, but this thing is like fake. So we want to use something real here. So again, I have to go here, do a files dot map each file I will get, and then inside each file I will show this thing. Like this I'll show, and this one also will have this key is file.id name is okay. So me and all these things we are not going to show, so this I will show as maybe OWN owner, and this name is okay. Name is okay. So what I'm going to do here, this name, instead of this name I will show file dot data dot file name. Okay, so file dot data dot file. But I want to have a link also that we click on it, we can go to the file. So for this, what I'm going to have, I'm going to have an anchor tag, and this href I will take as file dot data. We have a file URL also, which takes us to there. File dot data dot file URL. I'm going to take it's a caps, and I also want to open it in a different tab. So target equal to underscore blank I will do. Then like this I will take, and the top I will take, cut it and it like this. Owner. Okay, so let us see whether this is showing. It has been shown. There's two things we are going to change, which is hard coded. Owner we are not going to change. So the next thing is that like this, I want to show the real date. So we are going to use a new date format, new date like which is there in the browser, because the date is like a bit like this timestamp. I don't want to show this directly and that. So new date, and I'm going to have a file dot data dot time stamp dot second seconds into 1000, and after this dot to UTC, because if you don't do this it will not show. To UTC string we have to do. If I save it, so you can see like it is showing it correctly. Okay, now the see the time is also correct, 55, 58, and 57. So now the next thing which we are going to do is this 1 GB. So I don't want to show like if I show just like here, I'll show file dot data dot size. It will show in bytes, it is not good looking and all. So I'm going to change it to, I'm going to use this function which we have like used, change bytes, and we have to pass only one parameter. The second parameter is the default parameter, which is been taken as 2. So this bytes we are passing here, and then it will show us this is 4.64 KB, very small image, and these are the different images size are been shown. So this is like everything. So we have actually completed the app. Only the one thing which is remaining, which is like the we want some authentication also in the app. We want some authentication also in the app. Right now, everybody can see everything, but we want only the authorized user to show see all these things. So for this, what we are going to do, we're going to do, go to this app.js, and here like we are going to have something like for login and all. So let us have those things, and we're also going to have auth provider from Firebase, styled and use state also we going to have is going to use this login wrapper and all these things is there. So now what we are going to do here. So to have this login thing which you are seeing here earlier, so I'm going to go here and do a const user comma set user equal to use state of null, and I will have a function. Okay. Again, login is very easy with Firebase. Like you need to not to have very complicated thing. Very easy. So const sign sign in. So I will have this sign in function. So what it will have like this, and then auth dot. There are different ways to sign in. One of them is sign in with pop-up. Again, these are given to us by Firebase. Sign in with pop-up. Here I have to give the provider and then dot then, and then here I have to have like a destructure user. Okay, just one second. So destructure a user like this user, and then like this it will be there, and then it will be set user as user user. Yes, maybe I'll have it here. Or the dot catch VRR alert. If we have an error, we will alert it the error. Okay, so error like this we'll have. So this is like this we have done. Okay. Now what we need to do, we are not going to show all of these things until the user is logged in. So for that we'll come here and do this, and then it will be like user and this ternary operator. It will show if it is true. So it will do like this. Okay. So in the first one I'll have so if it is true, then we are going to show all this thing. But again, this show is starting with a header and ending with div. So we are going to have a fragment here like this. Now this header and this thing I will going to move it here like this. I will have it, and if it is not there, then what to do? Then we are going to have a this login wrapper. It has got all the styles, and in this login wrapper I will have a image. I'll have a image again. So like so it is showing like this. Shift T, uh, login wrapper. I'll have an image of Google app, and then I will have a EU1 button. Login to Google Drive, and on click equal to sign in. Save it. See, now it is coming. Now the moment of truth, whether this will work or not. So let me click here. It will show the sign in like this. It is showing. It is good. It is showing my user ID. And the moment I do this, see what happens is user started having something. So then it loads. So one more thing, I want to show this thing like something. So that we have not done yet. So what I'm going to pass here in this header, it is coming from the header. So photo URL props I'm passing, which will be user dot so Google have, when you log in with Google, Google have all of the data like your photo also, like this is my Google photo. Okay, so that it will take dot photo URL, save it. Now I have to do one more thing here. So now I have to open this header, and in this header we will have this as destructured. Okay, so where am I? So header, I destructured the props normal React function. And in this, where is my avatar src equal to avatar. If you don't pass anything, it will show this default thing. Okay, so this photo URL I'll pass. I'll save it. See, my photo URL has been done. So yeah, everything is working fine. And let me do it one more time. For I'll do submit it, uploading. Why it is taking so much time? Oh, some error. Okay, no problem. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. Like we cannot debug everything. Okay. So fourth one is also done. Yeah. So fourth one is also done. So that is there. It is working fine. So now one more thing is there. It is working fine. But we are going to use one more thing here, which is like the deployment. As I told earlier, we are going to learn the deployment. Also, deployment is very used with very easy with Firebase. We just have to go here. And I know why this error is coming. Okay. So one sec. This timestamp, after this timestamp, we should have a this. Okay. So it means that it checks whether it is optional or not. Okay. So let me also try once more time because I don't like errors. If it is okay. Okay. 5-1. Submit it. Some it's okay. Oh, it will definitely give error. Post it. Why it will not give error? It is been added. No. Something. Do one thing. Go here. It's okay. I'll add the same thing. What a big deal. Image one and add again. Or I'll do one thing. Sec. Make it image 6. Okay. It's okay. So as I was telling, like for a second it comes an invalid thing. So you have to have this question mark or else you get the error. So if I click it, image 6 is done. Okay, so that is okay. So now we are going to learn how to install this thing, how to have this hosting being done here. So for this, you go here, close it. Now hosting is very easy. First thing which you have to do is the Firebase login. Since we have stored the dash g Firebase tool, you have to do, then only it will work. Okay. Firebase login you have to do and already login. First time it opens a browser in which you have to log in. Okay. It's telling I have already logged in. Then I will do here because we have to see something. Then I'll do a Firebase init in it. This is very important. And then you have to, okay, so I'll open this also because I need the drive, this name I need. Okay, so I will go here and use the up and down arrow key to move to this one, hosting configure files. Then I have to press the space which will fill this thing, and then the enter, and then I have to again do enter, use existing project, and then we have to find our project, which I think is known as Drive YTTWD or yeah, Drive YTTWD. Okay, Drive YTTWD and Google Drive YT. Okay, Drive YTTWD. You have to choose the correct project. I have a lot of projects on Firebase. Okay, so like I have to do the enter. Then it will ask you such what do you want the public directory. By default, the React public directory is always the build folder. The production app is built from there. So build folder, single page application, all React projects are single page applications. So yes, I do. Automatic builds from GitHub. No, I don't want an automatic build from GitHub. So this is it. Now this build folder is by default not updated. So you have to use this npm run build command. Npm run build command will do. And now it will take some time creating optimize production build and all this. These warnings are always there. Okay? So then we have to build is done. Then we have to do Firebase deploy. Okay. Everything we have done from command line. So that is the benefit of Firebase. Okay, Firebase deploy we have done. Deployment is done, hosting website. I can take it from here also, but generally people forget it. So what I will do here, I'll go here and go to this hosting, and so hosting will also anyways show us here because we are already done the hosting. So this will show here. So you can always come to your Firebase console and go to hosting, and it will show it everything is okay. Then I will see this thing. Okay. So let me now log into Google Drive. I think this will not ask me this time, or will it ask? Okay, automatically it will do. So see, all these things have been done like 1 minute. Second. Let me do one thing. Always good to see from the production version also. 7 I'll do, and new, choose 7, submit, and it has been done perfectly. Okay, and it has been done. Okay, should be good to know. Okay, so okay, it should be it is coming in the same line. Okay, so maybe need some fixing here, which you can do. Of course, it will be not exactly like right. So, but it is working fine. It is working fine, and all those things you can do. Take it from here. Add a lot more other functionality. This is a very functional thing. Hope you like what we have done. We have done this complete thing. As I told, I will give you the GitHub also. And the thing is that please like do like what we do. Like if you come to our YouTube channel, like why it is not showing out. So okay, if you come to our YouTube channel, you can find a lot more things. Okay, so YouTube, you go, and in our channel, the channel, if you go, you will find see a lot more Mun projects. We're going to do more projects from now onwards on the YouTube. So Mun clones, a lot of clones will be there. This will also come here only. Mun, one of the Mun clone. It will be not Mun clone, it's a Firebase clone. Sorry. So we have a lot of Firebase clones also. Mun clone. Besides this, also we have a lot of good stuff out there. So you can go to the videos, go to our popular videos, see some very good clones are there. We do a lot of live. So but so you can go here, go to the popular, and please do like, subscribe to our channel if you're not done yet. And with this I will end it here. Thank you all, and hope you like this can be your college project, portfolio project also. This is a very nice project to have in your college. Okay, thank you.